Hi, I'm so glad you're here to join me for a few minutes. My name is Julia, and I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping. I live in Northeast Ohio, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you a card that is so full of fun and brightness that your friends are going to be just thrilled to get it from you. So I am passionate about stamping, coloring, creating paper crafts, making cards, but more than anything, I love sharing the fun of doing all of that with you. So again, I'm really glad that you're here to hang out with me for a few minutes. If you have been to the channel before, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, then I'm so glad that you found it. I will have all the details of everything listed down below in the description, so please check it out. Also, my online store is there, my blog, and the blog has a lot more details about everything that's used. I am really excited to make this card with you and share that sunshine and fun with someone else. How about you? Let's get started. The stamp set that we're using is the Hearts and Hugs stamp set, and it does have a die set that goes along with it that goes by the same name, Hearts and Hugs, so it's really easy to find and to know that it coordinates. So we are only using the sending a big hug sentiment here, and the rest is from the dies. And the dies that we're using are the hearts that go in on a bit of a circle, the plant ends here, some flowers, and some hearts. I've got them on a magnetic sheet here that I keep to have everything not get lost on my desk. All right, this is a very cheery card, starting with a piece of Daffodil Delight that has been cut to be, let's see if we can get that camera in focus here, that has been cut to be 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then I scored it 4 1/4. So I have that bump go inside. Taking the bone folder, I'm going to go ahead and make it nice and tight, and I'm going to have this be a portrait style of card, so it's going to be long ways up and down like this. Okay, so the next thing I did was I cut 3 strips of the Daffodil Delight paper, and these 3 strips are each cut to be 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I embossed them with the embossing folder that is called the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. And I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got all these little eyelet looking bits in there, so very pretty, and it turned out very nicely with these. What I want to do though is I want to add a little bit more dimension to them, so I'm taking a blending brush along with the Daffodil Delight ink, and I'm going to go ahead and put some ink all around the edges of these. So I'm going to just kind of make it look a little bit just have the edges stand out. right, so I can see a difference on there, so I'm pretty happy with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere these strips to my card base. I like to use a tape ruler. I use the Stampin' Seal Plus. Maybe you're a person who prefers the glue, and that's fine. You need to use what's going to work for you. I usually start on an outside piece and kind of make it so it's around the same from all the edges, and then I'll do the opposite outside piece, ending with what goes in the middle, because then it's easier to make it so it's kind of even on both sides. Instead of if I start on one side, then I do the middle, and then I do the other side. Sometimes I've ended up going, oh my gosh, I have so much room on this end. How did I manage that? But since I've started doing it in this manner, I don't have that issue at all anymore. Okay, there. All right. That looks pretty good. Now for the inside, it's a piece of basic white that has been cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm simply going to put some adhesive on it and then put it inside the card so that I don't lose it. And I know exactly where it went. There. Okay, so we got most of the outside done. Then I have the sentiment piece, and this has been cut from basic white to be 2 7/8 by 4 inches, and then I have a piece of Daffodil Delight to surround it. It's just an 1/8 inch bigger, so it has been cut to be 3 inches by 4 1/8. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take this die cut, place it here, and run it through the cut and emboss machine so that it ends up looking like this. Then I took some scraps of soft seafoam and I ran it through with this, and so it looks like this little piece here. I also took a garden green scrap and did the same with that. Now what I'm going to do with the garden green scrap, though, where I've cut it into these pieces, is I'm going to cut these off here, just so I can make them a little bit longer and have some more fun with it. I'm going to cut this piece like that, and then this one I'm also going to cut a little bit longer right through that bottom piece. There. So I've made the stems longer on 2 of them, and then the other one was already the middle one that's a little bit longer. And what I am going to do first is on here, I'm going to use my blending brush and that Daffodil Delight. I'm going to put a little bit in the center. Now I'm going to get rid of a lot of the Daffodil Delight because I just want it to be a little like a bit of sunshine right here in the middle. Can you see that nice yellow show up? Very good. All right, now closing that up and setting it aside because now I'm all done with that. I'm going to adhere this to the Daffodil Delight piece using a little bit of adhesive on the corners. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to adhere it to the pretty piece of Daffodil Delight that is going to surround it. All right, good. I'll end up putting it on with dimensionals right here. I am going to take these little pieces and put some liquid adhesive onto it. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. Right here on the stemmy part, because with the adhesive glue, it's just as bad to have too much as it is to have too little. And I'm going to put just a little bit here on the bottom of it, of this stem. All right, now I'm going to take this stem and I'm going to put it right around here. Lay it down. Now I'm going to do the same thing with these other 2. I got this idea from the Stampin' Up website, it is as close to a case as I could do with what I saw, which is copy and share everything. Then we're going to put some adhesive on this piece here. Get the leaves. Get this little piece up here done. All right, and then carefully lay it down. There. Okay. All right. I have a little piece of the soft sea foam that I have cut to be 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to stamp in garden green the sentiment. And like I had said before, it's sending a big hug. So inking it up and then simply placing it down onto the sentiment piece and lifting it up. We have a nice sentiment there, all ready to go. So I'm almost at the end again of a package of dimensionals. Seems like I'm always at the end of a package of dimensionals. And now I'm going to go ahead and place this right centered kinda and up from the bottom a little bit. There. Nice. And now to put some dimensionals on the back. 3 and right there. Put this in the center. An outside piece. And there. Okay, lifting these up. And then placing it onto the card base. All we have yet to do is to put our flowers on. I have cut out of some scrap of the Daffodil Delight hearts and flowers that were in there. So here they are, all ready to be put on. Glue dots. I'm going to put a flower, a larger flower, right in the top here. And I'll put it like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put one of the hearts with a glue dot as well. Looking for a glue dot here. Here we go. And that goes right there. Good. And then another heart with a glue dot right here on the outside of this side. Okay, so that's that for the garden green bases. And now I'm going to put a heart, and I'm going to use the mini dimensionals to put a flower up here. There, and a mini dimensional on this flower right here. There we go. And finally, I'm going to cut one of the dimensionals in half because I want a really small piece on this heart. And if you didn't think the mini dimensionals were small enough, when you do this, you need something even smaller. So there we go. It worked though. And there it is. Finishing off with some of the iridescent pearls, and my knocked over the glue there. My take your pick tool. I'm going to lift it up and put a pearl right on the center of the flower. Right there in the center of the flower, and right there on the center of the flower. And that is it. How cute is this card? So you can see we've got all the cute little elements. It's so nice with the different colors there, sending a big hug, and the details of the embossing. So yeah, I'm really excited about this card. This is a great one. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Are you ready to send that big card of sunshine out to somebody? I know I am. I want to send them a big hug and wrap them in happiness and let them know that I am thinking about them and that I care. That's a lot of what doing this card making is all about, is having connections, about that relaxing time for yourself where you are an artist and you are enjoying your creations, you're making things. Studies have shown that that's really good for you, and I believe it. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. All of that helps grow my small business, and I appreciate your support so much. Well, I hope you have a chance to get inky today. Bye.